Hi guys, how are you all doing? This is the Tennis World with the Tennis Expert. I am your tennis expert and welcome to your 2024 Australian Open quarterfinal preview. So good to have you all with me, guys. So good. And we're going to preview the Australian Open quarterfinals 2024. What we have here is we have um, 6 of the top 8 seeds are there in the quarterfinals, and the only 2 that didn't make it were Tsitsipas and Holger Rune, but they're replaced by figures around 11 or 12 in the world: Taylor Fritz, and also Hubert Hurkacz, the number 9 seed. So to have 6 of the top 8 seeds make it to the quarterfinals is one, and then for the 2 that missed out, we don't just have them being replaced by guys like 20, even 15 in the world. We're talking about 11 and 9. So to have 6 of the top 8 seeds in, and then the 2 guys who are not in the top 8 are just a few spots out of the top 8. It doesn't happen very often in the Grand Slam where you get this many quality players, and everybody is basically in the top 11 or 12 for sure in a quarterfinals. So we're going to have some great matches, and I'm just going to preview them for you now. The first quarterfinal will be Taylor Fritz, Novak Djokovic. Fritz will have a big serve. The problem is Djokovic will get back a lot of serves because he's good return and force him into rallies. And then most of the time, Djokovic is going to out-rally him either by moving him around in the long rallies, expose Fritz's lack of movement, or Fritz not wanting to be in these rallies, having to go for too much power near the line to make errors. And Djokovic will get enough returns in play to get in enough rallies and win those rallies against Fritz. But I think it could be one set where Fritz serves huge, they land in, and just attacks and goes for it, and they just hits a whole bunch of winners and catches fire and just blows Djokovic off the court. But that's low percentage tennis. It's not likely to last. And overall, Djokovic is going to get enough returns in play to get Fritz rallying on his own service game and out rally Fritz. And then Fritz is going to have to go for a lot of power near the line and make errors. So 4 sets, Djokovic wins this first quarterfinal. Second quarterfinal, Rublev, Sinner. I mean, this is the 4th and 5th seed, great quarterfinal here. The thing is, though, Sinner has just a bit more power on the serve and a bit more power on the rally shots and consistent power on both the forehand and backhand side. Whereas Rublev has just mostly power on the forehand. And then with a bigger serve, then he's going to be in control of more points. And then Rublev is not good defensively, so then that's going to be a problem. And I think Sinner's just going to rush him, overpower Rublev, never let him have time to get in a rally. He'll always be rushed. And the bigger serve, you start the point ahead. Power on both forehand and backhand. And then when it comes to defense, he's got a bit better defense than Rublev too. Whereas Rublev doesn't have as good a serve as him. Defense isn't as good. His power is mostly on the forehand, not forehand and backhand. And then he played against De Minaur a 5-set match, so he's going to be very, very exhausted. Whereas Sinner's won every match in straight sets. And last year, the head-to-head's 4-2 to Sinner, but the 2 they played last year on a hard court, Sinner won. Rublev's not beat him since the French Open 2022, which was a year and a half away, and it was on clay, so I don't think it has that much relevancy. But I just think Sinner's going to overpower him, and he's going to be a bit tired. It'll be 3 or 4 sets. I'm going to say 4-2 on this one to Sinner. Third quarterfinal, Hubert Hurkacz, Daniel Medvedev. Now you'd think the 3rd seed versus the 9 seed is going to be a big favourite for Daniel Medvedev. The problem here is the head-to-head is 3-2 to Hurkacz. And when Hurkacz has won his 3 victories, they've all been in straight sets too. And Medvedev's 2 matches have been come down to a deciding set, and he's just won by a few points. So Hurkacz was actually a few points away from winning all 5 of their meetings, won 3 of their 5 meetings and won them in straight sets and got very close to the other 2. So when you consider it's a bad matchup based on their head-to-head and what's happened in the past for Medvedev, and you consider Medvedev's not playing great right now. I mean, he got down 2 sets to love in his second round. In his fourth round today, Medvedev, he was up 2 sets to love. He was just playing average, waiting for errors, but he couldn't finish the guy off and played poor tennis. Okay, then in the fourth set, he dominated him, but it should have been straight sets. The opponent wasn't good at all, and Medvedev just played even worse than him in that third set. And the rest of the time, he was playing good, solid, but nothing special. And then when you consider the other match, he went down 2 sets to love. And this is a guy he struggled with and matches up bad. Really, Hurkacz could win. But this is a 50-50 game. Could go either way. And the fact that Medvedev's form's not great and his history's not great with Hurkacz. Hurkacz could very easily win. But I'm going to say just because of because it's best of 5, because Medvedev's been so good on hard court, because he's number 3 in the world, I'm going to just say I'm about 51% sure Medvedev wins, 49 Hurkacz. But another factor I forgot to say, Hurkacz is not just good in the head-to-head. Medvedev is not playing that great right now. And Hurkacz he's dominating people in straight sets. So that's why it's so close. But I'm just giving the slight edge because of what Medvedev's done in his career, because of what he's done in hard court, because he's number 3 in the world. And because it's best of 5, it's tough to beat him on a hard court. So I'm just going to give it to Medvedev in 5, but I think the key is this. What Hurkacz can do that's a bad matchup for Medvedev is he can move him around with his power and come into the net and finish. And Medvedev is just being overpowered, being moved side to side. And then when you can't quite hit that winning shot to finish off the point, to get through Medvedev's speed, you come into the net and finish, and Medvedev's so far back. And that's the thing, what beats Medvedev. Take initiative, push him around, get control of the point because he doesn't have enough power on his rally shot, and be controlling all the points, overpowering. And then when you struggle to finish the point because Medvedev's so fast, you come into the net and finish. Hurkacz has that great game style. He has a big serve, and he has the game to overpower, push Medvedev around. And then when you're struggling to get past Medvedev's defense, you've got the volley, and when Medvedev's standing too far back, right? So, like, I just think it's going to be very close, but I just think everything's pointing to Hurkacz, the head-to-head, how well he's playing, how Medvedev's a bit off. But I just think, like, Medvedev's done far more in his career than Hurkacz and far more in hard courts. And I just think in best of 5, he's just going to find a way to win this in 5 sets. For him, it's about getting Hurkacz serve, returning well, forcing Hurkacz into rallies and moving him around in the rallies and exposing him like a movement. Force Hurkacz to have to be in long rallies and be moved around. That's where Medvedev wins. I think he's going to be just good enough to do it, just enough to get the win here. And then Hurkacz won't want to be in these rallies. He goes for too much power in his line, makes errors. That's his path. Whereas Hurkacz, like I said, it's about overpowering Medvedev, controlling all the points, moving him around, and then you come into the net and you finish at the net. And that's something that's worked for him in the past. And other players who've done it. The guy in his second round, I forget his name, the guy from Finland, but he did it to Medvedev. So it's going to be close, but Medvedev's not quite where his game wants to be. Hurkacz is playing great. Hurkacz has matched up well against him. But Medvedev just done so much in his career. It's best of 5, so much on hard courts. He's just going to get the win here in 5 sets. Then the last one is Alexander Zverev versus Carlos Alcaraz. Like, I've seen Zverev has beat him at the French Open in 2022 and even recently in November, a few months ago, in the top 8. So Zverev's shown that he could do it. But then we saw at the US Open where Alcaraz thrashed him in straight sets. But definitely Zverev beating this guy twice. This is a tough match. But the problem is Zverev just had a long, tough 5-set match against Cameron Norrie, right? And he's going to be tired. He's going to be tired, like going into this match. And then playing Alcaraz, he's just blown, like the third and fourth round, he's been on fire. Killed these opponents in straight sets. So to have a chance, you need to bring a very high, a very amazing level and keep it going for hours. I just think Zverev's energy levels are going to be too low after like having this 5-set 4 or 5 hour match against Cameron Norrie. Like the extreme level that he's going to have to bring to challenge Alcaraz and to have to do it consistently and keep it there all the time at an exceptional level, like his best level for like hours. I just don't think after that long match against Norrie he's going to have the energy. Everything would need to go perfect. He would need to play his perfect game to beat Alcaraz on this level. And to be asked to be your actually perfect best after a 5-set match against Norrie, I don't think it's going to happen. I think like the keys to the game here are Zverev wants to use his serve, overpower and rush Alcaraz, not let him in rallies, right? But I think like when you look at it, like Alcaraz matches Zverev in power. Like he may even a bit more power because he's got power off both the forehand and backhand wings, whereas Zverev sometimes doesn't get power off the forehand, right? But then maybe Zverev's got a bit better serve. So if you match them up offensively, they're very similar. But then when Alcaraz has more speed and far better defensive game, and they're equal in the offensive game, so when Zverev's trying to attack and he gets control, Alcaraz can resist and make it very hard for Zverev to finish the point. But when Alcaraz's power, he gets control, Zverev's just going to be too slow. So one has offense and defense, the other just has offense. So even if you say Zverev is matching Alcaraz with offense, then they're equal. So then the defense decides that an Alcaraz is way better in that. And then other things just not to do with power, right? Like to do with like um, sorry guys, I hope you're still here. Like even things to do with like power and things to do with stuff like that, right? Um, I mean, sorry, like the intangibles, like things like drop shots, things like net play, things like all of that, like the touch shots. Alcaraz is better there. So Alcaraz is at least matching with the power game, better with the speed and defensive game, and then things like to do with attacking play, not to do with power, like drop shots and net play. Alcaraz is better there too. So best case is they match each other in offense, but then Alcaraz is better defensively and wins with his defense. And then maybe Alcaraz with the net play and the drop shots even a bit better, even if they match each other with power. And then Alcaraz is going to, I mean, Zverev is going to be tired, so he probably doesn't be able to bring his best. But because he's beat him twice, I'll give him a set here. But the thing is, Alcaraz is able to match him with power, and whenever he's in control of the rallies, Zverev's defense can't stand up to that power. Um, but when Zverev gets in control of points, Alcaraz is fast, and sometimes Zverev lacks a big forehand to finish the point and can't get past Alcaraz's speed. And then another thing, if he needs to, Alcaraz can use drop shots and net play to finish the point. If Zverev's in control, he doesn't have the net play, doesn't have a big forehand, mostly just has the backhand. It's going to be hard for him to finish points. But with power on forehand, backhand, drop shots, net play, and Zverev a bit taller and a bit slower, it's very easy for Alcaraz to finish the points. And the main key is for Zverev, he's got to serve huge to have a chance, where he's either getting 3 points or Alcaraz is just putting short balls back and he finishes it off and doesn't face pressure, and then can just have a go on Alcaraz's second serve and attack and rush him. But I think Alcaraz is going to put too many serves in play, make it too many rallies, and then it's about offense, defense, turning defense into offense. And Alcaraz is just going to be too good by when he's in control of the point finish, when Zverev's in control of the defense, but whenever Zverev's behind in the point, he won't have the defense. but maybe one set he just serves huge and hits a whole bunch of winners and wins it. But then this extreme level, he would need to beat Alcaraz. He's going to be too tired. He won't have it. And Alcaraz matches him or better in the offense, way better defense, too many options, and then this extreme level where he would have to be his best ever. He won't have it because he'd be tired. So for all those reasons, I think Alcaraz will win in 3 or 4 sets just because he's beating twice. I'll give Zverev a set, but I'm going to say 4-set victory for Carlos Alcaraz. So right now I'm predicting Alcaraz to play um, sorry, who was that last one? Oh yeah, Alcaraz to play Medvedev in one semi-final, and then Djokovic to play Sinner. Come back in a couple of days, like Wednesday, Thursday, depending on where you are, as soon as the quarterfinals end, and I'll preview your semi-finals. But for right now, I'm saying it's going to be Medvedev, Alcaraz, and Djokovic Sinner. So that's Medvedev, Alcaraz, and Djokovic Sinner. That's what I think I'll be previewing. And if I'm wrong on one of them, I think it'll be Hurkacz getting the upset over Medvedev. But I think that's the most likely. We'll get the top 4 into the semi-finals, and we get a Medvedev, Alcaraz, and a Djokovic Sinner. So come back in a couple of days, Wednesday, Thursday, for my Australian Open semi-final preview. That's my quarterfinal preview. Be back in a couple of days for my semi-final preview. Subscribe, bell notification, thumbs up. Please come back in a couple of days for my semi-final preview. Bye for now and have a great day. Thanks for watching, guys, and bye for now. And don't forget to subscribe.